Greetings, whiskey folk, and welcome to the official Dram Association Unbottling of Boulder Spirits Straight Bourbon Whiskey, hand-selected by Lionheart Spirits for the Victoria Whiskey Festival 2022. This was bottled for a festival that never happened, and as such, has yet to be released. It was featured at one of the whiskey festivals that happened in Vancouver a little while ago, so a few people have already tried it. Cool. I am not one of them. I haven't tried this whiskey yet. And neither of you, right?
Me neither.
Welcome Brett. He's not normally here for these unbottlings, but he happens to be here today, and that is just a delight.
I get lucky some days, and I can just appear.
You do get lucky some days. This is single barrel 1062. However, we don't actually have the full barrel.
Okay.
So we got the partial barrel. We've only got about a couple dozen of these to sell.
Okay.
But it's still pretty damn cool nonetheless. 63.5 ABV. This is a straight bourbon whiskey, which means it's been matured for at least 4 years. And it's from Boulder, Colorado.
I get the name. I get the name.
Boulder.
Okay, nice.
Right?
Nice.
Lionheart Spirits, by the way, new whiskey import company, but very experienced despite being new, because it's Stacey Kyle.
Oh,
yeah, formerly of Red Rams. So yeah, really good to be working with Stacey on bringing bottles like this into the Strath. Bit of information on the back of the bottle. So it would be rude not to read it, right?
No, absolutely.
Boulder Bourbon starts with the finest corn, 51%. Oh, so the actual straight-up legal minimum amount of corn in a bourbon.
Good.
Interesting.
Good on them.
Malted barley, 44%.
Oh.
And rye, combining with the purest water from nearby Arapahoe Glacier melt. Arapahoe. I might be pronouncing that right. I have no idea.
I'm sure you nailed it.
Yeah. Sure. Using artisan distilling techniques in our custom Scottish copper pot still. Like a full-on, traditional, I think that might be a Forsyth still. Cool. I'm not sure about that. But our spirit is then aged in new American oak barrels for a minimum of 2 years before being bottled by hand in our distillery. I believe straight means at least 4. I'm not an expert on American whiskey, I have to say. It's something I definitely need to look up on, but I'm fairly sure straight means 4. You want to Google that for me?
I'm going to look that up for you right now.
The result is a beautifully constructed, unique bourbon with a smooth finish to be enjoyed neat on the rocks or in your favorite cocktail. Straight bourbon whiskey aged for 2 years. Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe bottle and bond is 4 years.
I think it is bottled and bond is 4 years.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, at least 2 years. And they don't have an age term apart from that. So it's a minimum of 2 years, which, we kind of hope so. But yeah, for a bourbon style, you don't need that long. Hotter, drier climates where bourbon was originally from, it matures really quickly, especially in a virgin oak cask. It takes on a lot of wood influence quite quickly. Yeah. I'm looking forward to trying this. By Vapor Distillery, Boulder, Colorado.
Okay.
Boulder Spirits. I don't think it has. It doesn't have like a tag.
It doesn't have
thing.
a peel?
So I'm just going to see if I can pull it off.
Okay.
There we go.
Nice. But the neck.
It's a naked neck. That's how I like my whiskeys.
I know.
I love the naked neck. I don't believe in scarves and hats. All right.
You were wearing a hat today.
I was just a few minutes ago. But my whiskeys should not be allowed the same treatment. Hey!
Good pop. Good pop.
That was a great pop. All right. Bourbon time. This is the very first Strath exclusive bourbon.
No.
We've had close to it. We've had the divine, what do we call that? The speakeasy? Which was basically a bourbon, but made in Canada, so it's not a bourbon.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the first official, exclusive bourbon.
Cool.
We've ever had, which is super neat.
Very interesting. All right. Yeah.
Ooh, smells good. The bit that dribbled onto my hand smells really nice. Smells like ripe bananas and cloves.
Oh, yeah.
So the reason that they use such a high malt content is that it was started by a very Scotch-centric distiller. And they actually do make single malt whiskey as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is being featured at the Highland Games tasting. Not my tasting, but actually Stacey's tasting.
Yeah, the Boulder
Spirits
tasting.
Which I'm going to. And maybe you'll be going to.
Hopefully. If I can get away from work.
Right. So we'll be trying this alongside some of their single malts and other bourbons, which we have in stock at the Strath.
I found the definition for straight whiskey for you.
Good.
So it is a concentration not exceeding 80% ABV and aged in new charred oak barrels for at least 2 years at a concentration not exceeding 62.5% at the starting aging process. So it has to be a specific ABV as it goes through.
That's very interesting because that means that this got more alcoholic, which is something that happens in the States. Never happens in Scotland because of the climate, but in the States, sometimes the alcohol will evaporate at a lower rate than the other stuff, the water, I guess, in the whiskey. So this got more alcoholic by a whole %. It would have been put into the cask at 62.5 probably, or less, or maybe less, and is now 63.5.
Very cool.
Cool. Because you did say at the most 62.5, right?
Not exceeding
62.5
at the start of the aging process.
So this, at the very least, has gone up by at least 1% ABV.
As it aged for that 2 years.
Which means that the climate is going to really be rapid aging. And you can kind of tell from the colour that, like, if this is 2 years, and it might be more than that, we don't know, right?
Well, I assume that the elevation must do something to the aging process as well.
Probably, yeah.
Just being
like Boulder, Colorado's, it's not a low place.
It's a mile high state.
Yeah, it smells really, I want to say, refined? It doesn't smell as cowboy as bourbons often do.
It's very bright. I usually find that a lot of bourbon has like a muted, like overly sweet nose to start, and this is, there's still that sweetness, but it's not as pungent as I usually find for a lot of bourbons that we have.
Yeah, more on the herbal side. Yeah, it's all herbs and spice and less of that sort of vanilla cream honey thing.
Oh. Lovely.
God, that's powerful.
Yeah.
Holy crud.
It earns that 63% for sure.
Doesn't it? Doesn't it just? My goodness.
Whew. I like, it has all those bourbon notes that you know and love. You get the vanilla, the caramel, it does have that bit of roasted banana almost to it as well, which is,
I think the one really common bourbon note that I'm not finding in this though is orange.
Oh yeah.
Right? Maybe with water. Maybe it's just a little feisty for orange right now. Wow, is that ever full flavored though?
That's gorgeous.
I'm really looking forward to this tasting tomorrow.
I'm really looking forward to an excuse of leaving work early to get to a tasting tomorrow. Yeah, it's. I got to tell you, I love working at the Strath. It is exceptional. But during a long weekend, it is tough to get away.
Yes. Not a quiet spot on a long weekend.
That's okay. It's I mean, over the last couple of years, Adam, it's been tough. The tourists have been few and far between. And it's kind of nice seeing them, I guess, darkening our doorstep again.
You know, and it's kind of funny. Like, I distinctly remember getting tired of tourists and being like, if I ever see another Australian from a cruise ship. But now it's like, oh, an Australian accent. Oh,
yes, step right in. Let me tell you all about our cool local spirits and things like that.
Let me explain why Australian wine is more expensive here than it is in Australia. Please, I've actually missed this.
It is lovely that everything is coming back around a little bit. So.
Getting a really nice mix of cloves now. And I am getting citrus, but it's not orange after water. I'm getting
grapefruit.
Grapefruit, maybe. I was thinking like Maya lemons. Or maybe key lime. Very nice bourbon. I'm sure it will have legions of fans. I'm very, very happy to be stocking and supporting the Spirit of Boulder coming in to BC. Hopefully, we will be able to. We can only keep stocking it if people keep buying it. That's the thing. So please don't think that, oh, it's a new bourbon distillery, that means it can't be very good bourbon, or it's an American single malt distillery and only Scottish people make great single malt. Well, that's just not true anymore.
Nope.
Great bourbons come from everywhere in the States, and great single malts can be found anywhere in the world. In fact, like, I've only had this once, so I can't fully judge it yet. But outside of a present company, my favorite distillery right now in the States for bourbon is Opadan. And that's in Wheeling, Illinois. If you can make bourbon in Illinois, why the hell not in Colorado, right?
Yeah,
it just makes sense. And I think this has great potential to be a new favorite bourbon distillery. Like, I look forward to trying their other expressions.
Yep, so far so good.
Yeah.
And you'll have to let me know how the rest of them are.
If you can't make it?
If I can't make it.
All right.
But that's okay. I got this one, and I gotta say, it's outstanding.
Yeah. I'm pretty happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this single cask, or is that the word they use in bourbon? There's a different word, isn't there?
Single barrel?
Single barrel?
I think it's single barrel.
Yeah, single barrel. I mean, that makes sense because they're all barrels, because it has to be.
Yeah.
Cask strength, they don't use that. They say barrel proof. Yep. This barrel proof single barrel exclusive bourbon.
It's a lot of barrel.
It's a lot of bees.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I like bees.
Is it? Yeah, me too. It's available right now. Strathliquor.com. You can find it on the Dram Association page under Featured Whiskey. This is 10% off for all 1,200 members right now. Normally $182.52, which means after the 10% discount of approximately $18.20 off, you will get it for $164.27.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
Love it.
Yeah. So please do help us support these wonderful up-and-coming distillers. I shouldn't really call them up-and-coming. They've been around for a while, but they've only just started being imported into BC. Fantastic whiskey. I look forward to tasting more of their wares. And yeah, it's like See you on the next one.
Cheers.